I just see there's a name added to it.
Yep. Okay. All right. So we return to Bogtown. So it is early morning in Bogtown. You guys had recently got back um, from your adventures, got some sleep, but something happened while you were away. It appears that some of the kids in the town were kidnapped. Um, and thankfully, Aaron and a newcomer named Torden to Bogtown went out and rescued the kids. It so happened that two of the kids were actually Jenny and Mary, two of the kids of Clobbers. Let's see what else. The the store has expanded. Bogtown store now includes some stables. So if you need to buy any mounts or anything, you can. Let's see here. Also, there is there's actually quite a few people that have come into Bogtown and have been staying. You notice a lot of people walking around town wearing these red cloaks. It's this new big group of people. They call themselves the Red Cloaks. Also, there is a new store in town called called Lingram's Bogtown Realty. It's a lady who's opened up shop. She's been buying up a bunch of land from around Bogtown and is selling a couple places and even a small shack towards the north end of town. Anyhow, you probably are. We'll say you guys are gathered up at the Laughing Harpy, which is the tavern here in town. It gets its name from a stuffed harpy that hangs over the doorway, and as you enter in, you can hear laughter emanating from the harpy every time you go in. Inside the tavern, it is furnished with plush red velvet um, chairs and fine oak tables and whatnot. Probably find yourselves in a table near the window. Mm-hmm. Let's see here.
I call for some ale.
All right. You call for some ale, and as you do so, you see Carissa Gay. She's one of the barmaids. She wanders over towards your guys' table. She says, "Ah, Pantherin, what kind of ale would you like today? We've got the Merwin Wheat Ale, and we have some. We have a stout on tap as well called the Toppled Ogre."
Give me some of your strong stuff.
Okay. One Toppled Ogre. Anyone else?
looking up from his sketchbook. He says, just water for me, please.
One water for you. What about you, Clobber? Are you going to have a toppled ogre with Panthera?
I'll have the cheapest bottom of the barrel stuff they have.
Okay, one wheat L coming up. Are you guys hungry at all?
Aubrey's always hungry.
Well, we have some grilled sausage on a bit of rice with some cinnamon turnips. Or we have fried shrimp with curried duck, black-eyed peas, and a corn muffin.
Of the lot.
Yes, please.
Does that mean a plate of both for both of you?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. She looks over at Alvar.
Just a plate of the first one, please.
All right. Well, 3 grilled sausages coming up, and 2 plates of the fried shrimp with curried duck. Very well. And with that, she goes, I'll be back in a few minutes with your drinks. I'll put this order in for the cooks. And, you see Torix over at the bar. He starts heading over your way. Clobber, I'm so sorry to hear about your friend. My condolences.
What are you talking about?
Oh, your friend, that guard guy, he used to do night patrol. He was murdered a few nights back.
What's his name?
Winrick Ulfred?
Oh, yeah. What happened?
It was that same night when your kids got kidnapped along with some of the other kids in town. During that same time when all that was going down, they found his throat slit. And, they figure it was those goblins. Gobel, he's investigating along with that new gang in town, the Red Cloaks that the Queen sent down here. Yeah, when they found him dead, that's when they found out that the kids were murdered, or kidnapped, I'm sorry. And old Grosvenor over at the Church of Lathander, he's supposed to be doing a Speak with the Dead on Winrick here, I think sometime today. See if they can find out who it was that killed him. He's all, by the way, do you know who these Red Cloaks are, Clobber?
I sure don't.
Because it's the weirdest band. And they're here on behalf of Queen Devona. I mean, they go around, they got those red cloaks on, but they're going around in shoddy leather, and they just look like a bunch of ruffians. And that Clement guy, the leader of them, I don't know, he seems pretty dodgy.
Wait, who?
Clement. He's been asking about you around town.
Yeah. I appear to look a little nervous, and I kind of start looking around the room, and kind of hide behind my ale.
Gotcha. He says, I don't think anyone's told him anything, but just odd. And of course, they're supposedly here investigating why taxes haven't been brought forth from Bogtown to the capital. And they're up there investigating the Blackwater Academy. I don't know what for. He sure is getting really chummy with Lisa up there.
Hmm.
And about that time, Caressa comes with your plates and puts them on your table. And she's all, is this all going to be on one tab or separate tabs?
One tab.
Okay, one tab. I'll be back with the receipts, when you guys are done. Just let me know. And with that, Torix goes, well, anyhow, my condolences on your friend. And I'm glad to see that your kids are back. Thank goodness Aaron was still here, and that new Dragonborn fellow. Him and Aaron went out and found your kids.
Yeah, I owe them a great debt.
Anyhow, the inn here, it's fairly empty. There's a couple. There's 3 other people in here. There's old Ivan. He's the town drunk. He's over in his infamous booth where he sleeps most of the time. And you look over there, and he's snoring away. His hand around a mug of ale, but sleeping. You look on the other side of the room. You see a couple of the other farmers there. You see one of the farmers' wives, Vilma. She's at one of the tables on the far side. Anyhow, she starts walking over your guys' way. She's all, I don't know what to do. I think we need a new well. Are any of you guys available to help dig a new well for me?
How deep?
I don't know. However long it takes to get a new well. I think something's wrong with our current well.
Is it dry or the water's no good?
There's these weird things swimming in the water when we pull it up. These weird tadpole looking things with teeth. We're afraid of drinking that water.
Yeah, that's a bit odd.
Yes, that it is.
Alvar, what do you think? Have you ever heard of such a thing?
What the fuck are you guys doing?
New one?
Well, you guys sure are a quiet lot.
I'm feeding my face. Kind of hard to roleplay feeding your face.
Yeah, you notice Clobber is just kind of picking at his food, not like attacking it with the usual vigor that he would.
Hmm. Anyhow, after a little bit of time, Velma, she just wanders off, going around asking other people about digging a well. Shortly after you guys,
After she leaves, Andrew looks up from his food and goes, "Are we into digging wells now?"
I certainly don't want to dig the well, but we could at least maybe, if we could figure out what's causing the issue.
Don't we have more pressing matters like a lich?
Where's your sense of community? But yeah, going back to the ruins sounds like a pretty good idea right now.
I mean, I think there's more of a threat there than there is in a well.
Agreed.
shortly thereafter, you guys are looking around. Clobber, you see your wife, Esperanza. She walks in with with about half of your kids running around, and she walks up to you, and actually, she just takes a couple steps back. Clobber, you got a minute? I have a question to ask you.
Yes, dear. What is it?
Our favorite butcher knife. Have you seen it? I'm trying to cook dinner and butcher out that chicken, and our favorite knife is nowhere to be seen. I asked all the kids. They can't find it.
Larry probably ran off with it again.
Ah, that kid. Always getting in trouble. Running off with stuff he shouldn't be. And she just turns around and walks away. And you hear her, as she gets out to the street, start calling out for Larry. Larry!
Chip off the old block, that one.
A few minutes goes by. As you guys are drinking, finishing up your plates. You see another familiar face enter into the inn. You see old Gobel Kell, the magistrate. He walks over and grabs the table next to your guys's. You hear him call for an L. You notice he looks really tired and exhausted. He looks over at you guys. So what are you lads up to today?
With a mouthful of food, he just kind of he kind of says, "Remember,
Ah, I see. Stuffing your mouths. Ah, yeah. Figured I'd grab an L on my way over to Fifth Endless and gotta go over and check with the priest, find out what he finds out about Winfred. And gotta do something here with the murder weapon as he holds up the knife. Clobber, you instantly recognize the knife that he holds up in the bag with the blood on it. Is your guys' missing butcher knife.
Oliver's eyes widen and he sort of just kind of puts his head down, looks down at his plate, and shoves a couple mouthfuls in, freaking out.
So you guys gotta be going back out to those out to any of these ruins nearby here soon? I think Aaron was saying you guys were gonna go back that way.
After Panther clears his mouth with a big swallow of alcohol, he says, "Absolutely."
Ah, good. Hopefully, if you find more goblins, you'll take care of them. Anyhow, he finishes up his ale, and he's all, "It was nice chatting with you lads. I'm gonna go over and go speak with Grosvenor, see what he has to say or what we find out from that speak with the dead ritual."
Panther's eyes light up. Oh, I've never actually witnessed that. I think I'm gonna go watch.
Ah, you're welcome, more than welcome to join. And you see him, he gets up and he kind of fumbles a little bit. Pantherin, you and Alvar, you notice that Gobel also looks paler than normal. He starts stumbling outside.
I ask him if he's feeling okay.
I haven't been getting much sleep over the last couple nights. I keep seeing images in the middle of the night from my long-lost friend, Fostman Honor. He disappeared about 30 years ago, and recently my son Aaron and that new Dragonborn fellow, Torden, found his remains. It seems like ever since then, at night, I just have nightmares and find myself can't sleep, and sometimes I'll have to take a walk, and I keep seeing images of him. Anyhow, I'm sure it'll pass. Anyhow, I think, yeah, I gotta go see the Grosvenor. You coming with us? As he looks over at Clobber and Alvar.
Oh yeah, I might join you. And I'll so did I notice where he stored the knife on his person?
He just put it in his backpack, or his back pocket. He's just kind of loosely sitting in there.
So yeah, I think Clobber will start to accompany him to wherever this place is.
Ah, okay. How about you, Alvar?
I'll be down for a scientific excursion.
Ah, very well. All right. So you guys head down the street. It's down not too far from the Blackwater Academy, which is in the southeast section of town. You come to the Church of Lathander, and Gobel, he steps in. And inside there, you see Fethanlis is in there. You see Grasvignor Veron, the priest of Lathander. You see Clement and a bunch of other red cloaks are also in there. And you guys enter as well.
Catherine takes up a novice position since he saw an.
Okay, there's Fethanlis. Clement. All right. And as Gobel gets closer, Fethanlis, he walks over to Gobel. He says, "The time is about near," and you see Grosvignon, he finishes the incantations to cast Speak with the Dead. You see the dead corpse of Winfred lying there with his throat still slit open. And he speaks up, and in a raspy voice, he starts talking. Oh, gotcha. And Winfred's raspy voice says, "It's late at night. It is dark. I am patrolling down the street. I see scurrying shadows up ahead near the western gate." And Grothfringer goes, "And as you get closer, what do you see?" "I see these small creatures, green skin, large ears, big mouths, sharp teeth. Some of them are climbing the walls of Clobber's house. I look over across the other side of the street. I see other ones climbing the other houses. I start moving forward, getting ready to ring the bell. Something catches my eye, or catches my sight out of the corner of my eye." Grosvenor is all. "And when you turn, what do you see?" "I see Fethanlis standing there. Fethanlis looks strange." And as I'm thinking that, all of a sudden a pain appears in my throat. I look down. My hand is bloody. I try and yell. I can't say anything. Fethanlis grabs me and finishes slicing at my throat. Funny, I don't recall Fethanlis being so strong. And then the spell ends and fades. A look of shock and horror comes over Gobel's face. You look at Clement. He's got a big toothy grin as he looks over at Fethanlis. Grosvenor is bewildered as he looks at Fethanlis. "Fethanlis? How could you?" And Fethanlis is shaking his head. "No, it wasn't me. No, this can't be." And you see Clement and a bunch of his band quickly grab Fethanlis and restrain him. "Well, it appears there's more at foot than tax evasion. I think we're going to have to take you to go see the Queen." As he shackles him. And he says, he looks over at Gobel. Well, some of my men will escort Fithanlis to Dunshane, the capital, to answer for his crimes. We will continue investigating, though, to find out where all the tax money has gone. We will get to the bottom of this. And in the meantime, the second highest in command over Blackwater will now be the new mayor. And Gobel's he looks down, kind of shaking his head. That would be Erig Every will be taken over as mayor? Is that such a wise decision? And the image of Erig Every, you guys recall. Let's see here. Oops. There's Erig. Gobel's he takes a sigh. He's I suppose so, but hopefully we'll get a new replacement from the Queen here soon. I don't foresee Erig being a viable new candidate for mayor. And Gobel, he's like, well, he reaches towards the back of his pants, towards that knife, holds it up. Well, I guess we don't have to do much more investigation on where this knife came from. Obviously, we found who the murderer is. And with that, you see Gobel, he leaves. Fithanlis leaves. A bunch of the Red Cloaks leave, escorting Fithanlis out of there. And Clement, he's still standing there with Grosvenor. And Clement looks over at you guys. What are you three up to?
I actually probably would have followed Gabel out.
Okay. So you're following Gobel. Okay. So Clement asks Pantherin and Alvor, what are you two up to?
Catherine looks deep in thought right now. And he absentmindedly or just under his breath says something's not right here.
Grosvenor, he hears your comments and says, young Pantherin, I've heard great things from you, about you. What do you think is not right here? Do you have some insight?
I'm really not sure, but it just doesn't feel right.
Well, if something is not right, hopefully it will be revealed soon. And Clement, he kind of looks at you guys, shaking his head. You guys are strange, you priest folk. And with that, he heads out. So, Clobber, you followed Gobel outside. You see he's kind of walking slowly in thought. And the other red cloaks that are escorting Fithanlis, they're briskly escorting him over towards the stables. Gobel, he's walking quietly towards the western part of town by himself.
Okay, so yeah, I catch up to him and say, I need to speak with you privately.
He says, "All right, let's duck in right over here." As he kind of ducks into a little alleyway. "What do you have to say, Clobber?"
Well, that knife, the murder weapon,
Yes.
it was taken from my house.
Oh, really?
My wife came into the tavern shortly before you, asking if I knew what had happened to it.
That's strange. So let me ask you a question. Does Fathanlis usually visit your home often?
Never that I know of.
Never?
Ever.
That's strange, don't you think?
Is.
Fathanlis is the one who killed your friend using your knife. This is really bizarre. Well, perhaps I should keep a hold of this knife and investigate further. Thank you for letting me know about this, Clobber. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Just let me know when I could
Panther
have the.
nudges Albor and says, "Hey, can you take a look at that wound and see if it was, I don't know, cut with a butcher knife or something else? This just doesn't seem right."
And who are
Yeah,
you?
sure, I could do that.
Okay, give me a medicine check. All right. You take a look, and the wounds on Winfred's throat are consistent with that of the knife that Gulbal has in his possession.
I relay that information.
Can you tell about the height or the? Is there any inconsistencies that we could point to, saying that he did not?
You don't. You can't think of anything readily apparent. Okay. Gros Vinyar, when he hears you asking about possible inconsistencies as you're looking at the corpse, he says, "That's funny. I don't recall Fifth Analyst being very strong either. He's a pretty frail individual."
And as of recently, it looked like there was something wrong with him, like he was not feeling well.
Interesting.
And to put such a shady character in the mayor's position, yeah, something's not right here.
Oh, I'm not sure what you mean about Eric. He's not a very shady guy. He's pretty kind. He looks. He's got some appearance issues. But outside of that, he might be capable of taking Fithanless's place. Anyhow, going back outside, Gobel, he reaches out to shake your hand, Clobber, as he says thanks. He says, I think I'm going to go back to bed. I don't feel well. I am really tired.
Okay, get some rest, and just let me know when I can have my knife back.
Sure. After we investigate, see if we can find anything else from it, I'll give it back to you.
It's our favorite cooking knife.
Ah, I see. Interesting. You think she would still cook with it after it being used in a murder?
Oh yeah, sure. We'll wipe it off first.
Okay. Well, very well. And with that, he starts heading down the street. What are you doing at this point, Clobber? Your other two friends are inside the church. See across the street, the rest of the Red Cloaks are mounting up their horses. They've got Fithanless on a horse, getting ready to take him out.
I'm going to go back to the church and rejoin them, but I'm not going to go inside. I'm just going to wait for them to come out.
Okay. And as you approach the church, you see Clement. He's still kind of hanging close to the church. He sees you. He comes over. And he saw. Are you Clobber?
Sorry, you broke up there a little bit.
Clement, he gets closer to you and he's all, are you Clobber?
Maybe I am, maybe I'm not.
Well. Interesting. Well, you look familiar. He gives a big toothy grin. This big bushy brown mustache. You look very familiar. Anyhow, I wonder how this town of Bogtown is going to come up with 500 gold pieces.
That what they would owe for the taxes?
Yes, this script just came from the Queen, and she's demanding that we send her a payment of 500 gold pieces from Bogtown. From looking at all these dilapidated buildings and whatnot. Wow. Where is all that money going? Anyhow, it was nice meeting you, Clobber. And he walks off across the street towards the rest of the Red Cloaks.
I wipe my brow. Phew, my ruse worked.
So Pantherin, you and Alvar in the church, what are you guys doing at this point?
I'm still pondering the situation. Looking over the body and seeing if there's any evidence whatsoever that he didn't do it.
What exactly are you looking for on the body?
Anything that might have been missed.
Like?
A scrap of clothing, hair, anything that would point to it was something or someone else. Because it just doesn't feel right.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
Which I am really terrible at.
Okay. You look over the body, and nothing strikes you as the ordinary.
Hey, I'm not very good at this. Help me out.
And see, Alvor, he takes a look for you. And he looks down at the fingernails, and on his left side, he's got a piece of cloth, a very small fragment, hanging from one of his fingernails. And he hands it to you.
Fine.
So he hands it to you, and it looks like it's some type of a red cloth.
So there could have been illusion magic used to make it look like he did it, but he didn't.
I guess that would be quite possible.
So I asked Alvor, is there any way that we could define who this red cloth belonged to and possibly get a glimpse of what actually happened?
And Alvar, he shakes his head. He's all, if there is a way, I don't know how we could do that.
You broke up, bud. What'd you say?
Alvar looks at you and shakes his head, indicating he's not sure how to divine that.
Well, we're in the temple of Lathander, right?
You sure are.
So I go to the high priest with Alvor, of course, and report our findings in confidence and see if there's anything that the high priest can do to help.
Grasvinjar, he says, there might be. I shall pray to Lathander and see if he will grant me the means to help aid in this. It might take me several days, though, but I will start praying, and hopefully something will come about where we can find out.
In the meantime, is there a magic school around here?
There is the Blackwater Academy that Fathanlis was in charge of.
Isn't there a member of our party who's a member of that guild?
Yes, actually, Ronan is. He's the newest member of the Blackwater Academy.
Is Ronan around us, or did he follow?
He's not here with you. You figure he's probably over at the academy now.
All right, I'm going to nudge Alvor and say, "Hey, let's go try to see if anybody in the academy can help us."
And Alvar, he shakes his head and shrugs and follows you. You hit out the door. As you do so, you hear the sounds of Grasvenyar starting to begin prayer at the altar at the other end of the church. As you exit out, you see Clobber standing outside.
I tell Clobber what we found.
Yeah, we know that he didn't do it, so figure out who did it.
Alvar, he looks at you, Clobber. He says, "Do you know who did it?"
I think Clement's probably behind it.
That's my feeling as well. We just have to prove it.
What makes you think Clement is behind it?
Just a hunch.
As you see him takes out his journal and starts writing, just a hunch. And with that, you guys start heading off over to the academy. About that time, you look behind your shoulders. You see Clement following with about 3 of his entourage. Looks like they're also headed towards the academy. So you get to the academy, and the academy is actually part of an old, partially built castle from the old Assyrian Empire days that they never finished. They just abandoned it. And there's one complete tower, and that's where the Blackwater Academy mostly resides at. So you enter in through the courtyard to the far back corner, or where the tower is. Hit up there, and you see the door is shut. There's a sign over it that says Blackwater Academy.
Enter the academy and request to see the headmaster.
Okay, so you open the door. And as you do, there's a wind that whips up, and it blows through the tower there. You see scrolls and parchment papers just go flying all over the place. And Liesa, she's nearby, and she screams in outrage, "Close the damn door! And why didn't you knock first?"
I would assume we did knock, but okay.
So anyhow, she's scrambling around picking up papers. So, what do you guys want? You know, Fathanlis, they took him away, I heard.
Oh, this is the girl that we saved in the ruins, right?
That's correct.
It's good to see you again. I apologize for the scrolls.
Oh, well, thank you. I just, it's so windy, and all these damn red cloaks all over the place. And as you look further in some of the back rooms, you see some of these other red cloaks. There's about another half dozen in here. They're going through papers, opening books, making a mess all over the place. I wish they would just leave.
Is there somewhere we can go to speak in private?
Well, we could probably go to Fifth Analyst's study. Come with me. We'll go upstairs. And she takes you up the stairs and go up to about the 3rd floor. And there's a door. And she goes to turn it. And she goes, it's locked. Damn it. She kind of looks both ways. And then she says something under her breath and snaps her finger. And you hear a click. Oh, I'm sorry. I guess it wasn't locked. And she opens the door. Come on in.
Chuckles.
And she strides across the room and takes up the nice plushy chair behind this big desk with all kinds of scrolls and books. Has a seat. There's a couch near the door where you're at. About half of it's covered with other books. She motions over to you. Have a seat.
I sit down, and so the first thing I say, is there any way to tell if this room is being spied upon?
She goes, I suppose it's possible. I don't know how to say it, so I'll just say it bluntly. I'm just an apprentice. I'm not a full-fledged wizard. I don't have those powerful magics like Fethanlis has.
I ask Alvor if he knows if there's any way to figure out if the room is being spied upon.
Let's see here. He shakes his head no.
I mean, I would assume that if there was a plot to take him over, that he was probably being monitored. Maybe this is not the best place to talk.
She kind of shrugs and, well, I'm not sure where else to go. Those red cloaks are all over the place investigating. And about that time, you hear Clement downstairs calling out, "Oh, Liesa, where are you?" She kind of rolls her eyes up. She saw, oh boy. She's all, well, maybe we can meet some other time. I'm sure this Clement guy's going to be all over me.
Perhaps we should slip out the back and go into the wilderness.
And with that, she kind of smiles. That sounds like a good idea. And how do you propose we slip out the back? Let me guess, we just jump out the window here.
Well, I do have a rope.
Oh. Okay. I'm not good at climbing. But I'll try.
How about you just hold on to my back and I'll climb down for both of us?
Okay. And with that, she gets up, strides across the room, closes the door, and she turns the key that's actually still in this side of the door, locks it. Okay, let's go.
You were essentially kidnapping her, right?
Is that what you're doing?
That's the way they're going to look at it.
I mean, she agreed to go.
She did. Clever, would you go down first so you can hold the rope and catch her if she falls?
I will.
Okay.
So I'll tie off the rope.
All right. Go ahead and give me athletics checks, please.
Are you supposed to roll the skills in the thing that says roll skills here?
Oh, yeah, I do apologize.
So, in order to do that, you just drag the little box with the little brown D20. You just drag and drop it onto that box.
Oh, okay.
There you go. Thank you, sir. All right.
Yeah, that box is hidden by my laptop. Let me move my laptop over.
Gotcha. So,
Also, we don't get to see the roll.
no, when you put it in there, no.
Okay,
Only I do.
gotcha.
All right. So, you guys tie it off. Clobber, you go to climb down. You get down about 20 feet. You're about 8 feet up from the ground. And you feel the rope loosening up. And you drop about 4 feet. And you take 1 point of damage.
So the rope came loose?
Yes, it did.
Ah. I start cussing up a Pantheran.
Well, you know me.
And so you're down there. The rope came loose. Liesa's looking at you, Pantheran, like her eyes are bewildered. Like, really? And about that time, you start hearing knocking coming from the door.
I say no time, and I pick her up, and I say clobber catch.
Oh, wow.
I will try to catch her.
Okay. Make an athletics check. She tries to escape your grasp, Pantheran, but you're too quick as you grab her and throw her out there. She goes to fall down. Clobber, you're able to catch her, but from such a fall, and she's quite a bit bigger than you are since you're only a halfling. You guys, she hits you, you break her fall. You take 3 more points of damage, and she takes 4 from the fall. And she looks up, and she gives Pantheran an evil eye. Don't you ever throw me out a window like that ever again. And you
I give
see,
her a wink and a smile.
and you see she's limping on her left leg at this point. And you hear more knocking coming from the door. Oh, yes, I know you're hiding in there.
I jump out the window.
Okay, give me an
I get out of the way.
All right. So you jump out the window. All right. You hit the ground. You take 4 points of damage from the fall.
I give them both a good berry. And I pop one in my mouth, too.
Okay. Leah says, hopefully they didn't hear us jumping out the window. You really are pretty stupid. Can't believe
What's
this.
life without a little adventure?
Huh.
Come on, let's get out of here before they see us.
Alright, and with that, you guys head off. Alvar says something about he's got to go check on something in his room he forgot about, and he starts headed to the inn.
Before he leaves, they say, "Hey, you didn't see us."
I didn't see you guys. Alright. So you're on the edge of town, the southeast corner of town. You look out, it's a lot of swamp out there. You can see the coastline as well. She's all, well, hopefully you're not going to drag me and get me lost out there. Anyhow, what is it that you want?
We don't think that Pissendelis did it, and we have some proof, but we're not sure on what to do.
Oh, really? What proof do you have that he didn't do it?
And I show her the piece of small red cloth. We found this underneath the victim's nails.
Oh, really? Interesting.
See, I told you it would be worth your while.
Wow. And she's all, okay. Well, there are a lot of books Fethanlis has. Maybe he has a spell that I can find that might help us figure out who exactly it is.
Right, but we got to keep this under extreme secrecy. Because I believe, as does Clobber, that there's something going on here.
Ah, okay. Well, I guess I should get back then and start looking for some spells before they think something bad happened to me. And with that, she starts headed back towards the Blackwater Academy.
I tap her on the butt as she goes.
She kind of looks back, gives you a half smile, and walks away, leaving you and Clobber there.
I look at Clobber and say, "That was fun."
Shake my head. Maybe we should go tell who's the his name starts with a G, Aaron's father.
Gobel?
Gobel, yes. Maybe we should tell him about the red cloth.
Yes, he seems to be trustworthy.
Okay. So you guys are going to head towards the Kell house?
Yeah, I'll let Clobber take the lead.
Yep.
All right. So you guys head back into town. You're on the main street, headed towards the western section. You come through the eastern gate. You look off to your left there, where the Blackwater Academy is, and you see Liesa there in the doorway going into the Blackwater Academy, and you see Clement there as well with his hand out, blocking her from going in. You see them talking. And you continue on. Get to the other side of town, to the Kell house. It's a large 2-story house, one of the only 2-story houses in town. Probably knocking on the door. A few minutes later, Gobel answers. Ah, Clubber. Pantherin. What brings you here?
You may have some more useful information.
Oh, really? Well, come in, come in. And he takes you in to the dining room table. You see that knife is still sitting there on the table. Go ahead and have a seat. And tell me what you got.
Go on, Pantherin.
I produced the piece of cloth and said, "We found this under the victim's nail. Clearly, it's a red cloth, and this Indelis was not wearing a red cloth." Something's going on here, and we're investigating it, but we don't have all the answers yet.
Ah, I see. Red. Oh. Oh. So I wonder which one of them it is.
More importantly, why?
That's a very good question. He's all, man, I'm so tired. Well,
Would you allow me to take a moment to look over you and see if you're okay? I am a little bit of a healer.
well, if you think it would be best. Because, man, the mosquitoes were bad last night. I've got a bunch of sores. And he stands up next to you. You see he's got a few sores on his neck.
I'll look at the source.
Okay, give me a medicine check. Alright. You check the sores, and unlike a mosquito bite where sometimes there's some swelling that might come from it, there's no swelling. And it appears that the sores, 2 of them in particular, that look like small puncture wounds.
These don't look like mosquito bites, my friend.
Oh? What do you think they are?
I'm not really sure, but let me see if I can try something.
Okay.
Literally seeing if I have anything to try.
Gotcha.
Does he look injured in any way?
You look him over, and outside of these wounds on his neck, you don't see any other injuries on him.
I try to give him a good berry and see if it improves his condition.
Alright, you give him one. He says, yeah, it's pretty good. A little tasty. Looks like it gives him a bit of energy. I do feel a little better.
Are the things on his neck cleared up or clearing up?
You look, and it doesn't look like they're clearing up. It looks like they're scabbed over, but not really clearing up outside of that.
Let's take you to the church. I'm thinking that you have something that I can't cure.
Well, if you think I need to go over there, I'll just go over there later. We need to figure out who murdered poor Winfred, especially if it ain't Fithanless. They've already taken Fithanless away, so, I mean, speed is of the essence. I'll go over there later.
You promise?
Yes.
All right. Keep
So,
what keep what we told you in strict confidence, because we've only got a short window of time, but we need to make sure that justice is served.
yes, I am the town magistrate, so I know how to keep things hush hush. Well, and he says, besides, Aaron's here with me. I'll have him help me out. We'll get to the bottom of this. Because perhaps I'll go later and speak with Eric. Maybe Eric will know of a spell we can use to help aid us.
You guys be careful.
Oh, we will. He's all, so what are you two going to be doing?
Not exactly sure yet.
Digging a well doesn't sound so bad now.
Oh, I thought you guys were headed out to the ruins. What's this about a well? Did your well dry up, Clobber? Wait a minute, I thought you used the town well anyways.
Old lady has some strange creatures that are swimming in her well water, and she thought she needed a new well dug or whatever, but we haven't had time to investigate it.
He starts shaking his head. He's all, Aaron, do you know anything about this? And you see Aaron's face kind of go a little pale. He says, Aaron, he saw, maybe everyone should sit down. And Aaron's all, you know how me and that new Dragonborn fellow, Torden, we went out and rescued your kids, right, Clobber?
Yeah?
Well, it was a bunch of goblins that did it. Well, we tracked them down to the old mines west of here, where all those people disappeared about 70 years ago. When we got there, they were lowering the kids down through this pit into a pool below. We fought them, and one of the goblins, they kicked the bag over, and we jumped in to save the kids. And there was a pool down there, right enough. And there was a bunch of these slug things swimming in it. We quickly got the kids out of there. And after we killed these goblins, we found these small slug things attached to the back of the goblin's ears. And the chamber where that pool was at, there was this large humanoid looking statue with these 5 tentacles coming out of its mouth. And all these strange aquarium things with green bubbling liquid and like brain matter goo in them. But that was west of town. And you said this was Vilma who was saying this about her well? She's up to the north side.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Oh boy. So maybe that problem's bigger than we thought. And Gobel, he's like, I don't understand what's going on. There's so much stuff happening. Anyhow, I'll keep investigating. Aaron, maybe you and Torben can go investigate that well. Clobber, you and Pantheron, you guys are still headed out to those ruins over at Nithnia?
It might be more prudent to stick around here. It seems like there's a threat here that needs to be addressed. Just not sure how to do it.
The threat being the murder investigation?
Well, everything that's tied to the murder investigation and old Squiggly being appointed to mayor just sounds way too convenient.
Ah, I see. Well, perhaps between all of us we can quickly investigate and find out what exactly is going on here then. What do you think, Clobber?
Maybe we should go to my house and see if we can find any more clues there where the murder happened.
It's a good idea.
Okay, very well. You guys do that. He's all, I think I'm going to take a little nap for a couple hours. And when I get up, I'll go see Grosvenor over at the church. All right. Do you guys want to take a break real quick?
I'm okay. It's fine if you guys need to.
Yeah, I'm good too. I'm gonna throw some food in the microwave while we're playing, but that's it.
Okay. Give me just a couple minutes then. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. You guys
Me
both
too.
here? Okay. Brad, you here or?
Yeah, I am.
All right. So you guys head over to.
I mean, I'm good with going to the ruins if you want. I'm all about smashing stuff.
Gotcha. Well, it's totally up to you guys what you want to do.
Seems more likely we'd wait until there were more of us, I think. But
Okay, that works. All right, so you head over to your house, Clobber, where you see Esmeralda. You see her cooking, working on the dinner for tonight. You see all your kids are outside playing some game with some sticks and rocks out in the street.
so I go to Esperanza and I say,
Oh, Esperanza.
well,
That's a,
I found our knife.
oh, really? So where's it at? I thought you said Larry took off with it.
Oh, that's what I figured, but no, Global Kel has it, and it happens it was the murder weapon.
Ew.
So,
So are you gonna get it back? Me.
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna get it back. It's still good. But, so how it was taken from our house is a mystery, and we're here to see if there are any other clues, if anyone saw anything that night or since that may help us figure out who the killer is.
Ah. And as you're talking with your wife there, you see Jenny comes up to you. She goes, "Daddy, I heard you talking about the knife from the kitchen."
Yes?
I saw some weird man take it from the kitchen that night.
What did he look like?
He was really thin. He had pale skin. He had white hair. And his eyes looked weird. They looked like they were white. All white.
You saw him in our house?
Yeah. That's why me and Mary were downstairs when the goblins broke into the house and took us. We heard something downstairs. Well, we come down, and that's when we saw the man taking the knife from the house.
And the goblins took you?
Yep.
I look over at Panther
Seems
and
like they were trying to set you up.
possible.
But to what end?
Well, many years ago, Clement kind of went to prison for something I did. Don't really want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
So if he was trying to pin it on me, he didn't help, I guess. So I asked all the other kids if they saw anything or found anything strange in the yard.
And you pull all the kids, and you notice that Kenny kind of looks down as if he knows something, but like he's trying to hide something.
Kenny, what is it, boy? I know that look.
Oh, Dad. He's and he digs in his pants pocket, and he pulls out a gold coin. Can I keep it though, Dad? I found it. I found it in the yard next to the stairs going into the kitchen.
Reach my hand out to take it for him to hand it to me.
All right. He puts it in your hand, looking very sad. And you look at it, and it's not a regular gold coin. It looks very old. And it looks like it's got Elven script on there.
I'll reach into my pouch and I'll pull out a normal gold coin and I'll give him that one.
All right. And as you do, he gets all happy. Really, Dad? I can keep it?
Don't tell your brothers and sisters.
Okay. And with that, he has a big old smile on his face, and he puts it down into, must be a little secret pouch he has in his pocket there, and hides it. You're the best, Dad.
Alright, so I mean, no one else comes forward with any other information.
Yeah, the other kids, they tell you we don't know anything else.
So when the goblins broke in, did they like break the door in, or?
You take a look at the door, and it actually doesn't look like it's been broken. And as you're doing it, one of your kids, that'll be Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy. He sees you looking at the door. He's like, what's wrong with the door, Dad?
I'm sorry, you broke up, but you said what?
Jimmy, he looks at you, and he's all, what's wrong with the door, Dad?
I'm just trying to make sure that the lock works and everything.
Why? We never lock it.
I look over at Esperanza and I say, from now on, lock the door. All of them, and the windows.
And she nods in understanding. Yes, dear.
I also tell her to keep a close eye on the children, not to let them wander off, especially alone.
Gotcha. So you tell the kids that. And Barry, he's all, hey, Dad. What's up, Dad?
Yes, Barry.
So, why do those men in those red cloaks always... They're always watching us. Like that guy over there. And he points across the street down the corner. And you see just a vague image of one of the guys with a red cloak leaning on the corner of a building over by an alleyway over that way, looking in your direction.
Alright, I don't look directly at him and just kind of pretend I didn't see him.
Okay. And as you look at him, this is clearly not Clement, but one of his lackeys. This guy, he's got really dark, red, greasy hair. Looks like he's got leather armor, carrying a short sword. Humano.
I just kind of do a casual scan of the area. Not like I'm looking for something, but, just checking it out of the corners, see if I see any more
Okay.
guys hiding out.
All right. Give me a perception check, please. Okay. So you kind of walk around your house as you're looking around, and out of the corner of your eye, you notice two other red cloaks at different areas that seem to be nonchalantly looking or casing your place from afar.
Gotcha. Are they all on like different sides of the house?
Yeah, there's one that's up to the north. He's in one of the alleyways that kind of overlooks your house. And then there's another one right at the western gate, not too far from your house.
There's a third also?
Yeah, there's three altogether, including that first one that you saw.
So which one would be the closest? The one in the alley, probably?
The closest one would be at the western gate.
If I was to... the confrontation with either of them, which would be seen by the least amount of people? The alley?
The alleyway to the north, yeah.
How far away is that from where I'm standing? Like, how far is he from me right now?
The guy to the north in the alleyway, he's probably about 70 feet down the alleyway from the house.
And how far would you say that is past, like, my property?
Probably about 30 feet away from your property.
Is there anything over near him that would be so would there be any reason for me to just be randomly walking over there? Like,
You know your neighbors up to the north there. A couple of your neighbors. Outside of that, you don't see anything in particular. Just a bunch of houses there on that north side of the western gate.
yeah, gotcha. I was just trying to think, like, anything, like, if it was a modern game, maybe there was a dumpster and I could, like, take a bag of trash over to it, that kind of thing. But,
Oh, gotcha. You do know that there is a well, a city well, not too far north of him. It's about 25 feet down the alleyway to the main street over that way, where the city well is, the closest one.
I'm gonna go in the house and grab the water bucket and start heading towards him.
Alrighty. So you head down the alleyway with your water bucket.
And I've got like my I've got the water bucket in my left hand, and my I've got my Morning Star. I'm not holding it, but it's like ready to be pulled.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm just kind of like looking up the sky and like whistling a happy little song as I go.
Gotcha.
Do I notice what he's doing?
What's that?
Do I notice what he's doing?
Oh yeah, you know what Clobber's doing.
Is there any way to get around behind the red road?
Yeah, just stay there. Stay there, like in the yard where he can see you.
Okay, I'll strike up a conversation with his kids then.
Yeah, just like play with the kids.
All right. So yeah, Panther.
I didn't know you were back, or I would have made a plan first.
Gotcha.
That's okay. I'm cooking stuff in the microwave.
All right. So Panther's gonna stay back playing with the kids, and Clobber, you head out with the water bucket, humming a tune. And as you're heading down that way, one of your kids, Mary, runs up to you. Oh, hey, Daddy, can I go with you to get water?
Sure, honey.
All right. So you guys start walking down the alleyway.
And actually say, here, you can carry the bucket.
She's all, okay. She holds it with two hands as she's walking there next to you. As you get closer to that red cloak guy, you see he's got dirty blonde hair. He's got a chain shirt underneath him. And he also has a short sword. And he looks at you coming down. And he tries to feign like he's picking up some trash here in the alleyway.
Yeah, I'm like definitely not making eye contact or anything. I'm just like walking like we're going to the well.
Okay. Alright, so you head down that way, going towards the well. You passing by him. And you see him down there he's looking like he's trying to pick up trash, but he's failing miserably at this, as he's like kind of hunched down, and he kind of turns trying to keep an eye on you as you walk over down towards the well.
Alright, so we go to the well and we fill up the bucket.
Okay.
And but not all the way, not so much that it's so heavy she can't carry it.
Okay.
And then we start walking back, and because she's carrying, something that's fairly heavy for her, she's gonna be like a few more feet behind me than she was on the way there, probably.
Yeah, most likely.
And walk back the same way.
Okay.
And then once we get up to the guy, once I get about like 2 steps past him, like I'm just walking past him, I pull out my Morning Star and I swing and I try to smack him right in the leg.
Okay. Go ahead and make a to-hit roll. Okay.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay. All right. So you swing and you hit him right in the leg, and it catches him off guard. He falls flat on his back. You hear the wind exiting from his lungs as he hits hard. Oh!
Alright, I just jump right on top of him and wrap my hands around his throat and say, "Tell me everything now."
Well, what? What do you mean everything?
really sent you here?
I'm part of the Red Cloaks. You know, Clement's not gonna like this. So we're here to investigate tax evasion.
Who killed my friend?
The goblins did. Or, wait a minute. Oh, that's right. They said Fathanless did.
Squeeze tighter.
Fathanless. Fathanless did it. I can't.
Why are you watching my house?
I can't breathe.
I loosen my grip just enough so you can speak.
You know, you and the other adventurers haven't been paying your taxes.
Now, how do you know this?
Clement said he saw the tax log and it doesn't show any taxes from you guys.
I let go of him. Say, you or any of your friends come near my house again, you're fucking dead.
He kind of like crawls back away from me. So, man, that ain't right, man. You're fucking crazy, dude. And he gets up on his feet, kind of backpedaling to the north down the alleyway. He's Clement's gonna hear about this.
Yeah.
And with that, he runs off. Mary's sitting there with the water, holding it back behind you. She kind of tugs on your shirt. Daddy, is that a bad man?
Yes, honey. And I'll take the water and carry it the rest of the way.
Alright. You get back with the water. And Mary, as she goes over to the other kids, and she points down the street across the way at one of the Red Cloaks, and she yells to the other kids, Daddy says those guys are bad men. And you see the guy kind of slink into the alleyway, trying to disappear. The guy over at the west gate, you see him, he just starts walking down the street at a quick pace down towards the other side of town.
I rejoined Pantheran.
I think they got the message.
Yeah, hopefully. So we need to speak with Goebel and tell him what my daughter saw and show him this gold coin.
Absolutely.
Okay, So you guys head back to Gobel's place?
Yes.
Okay. So you head back down that way. Get to Gobel's house, knock on the door, and you see Aaron answers the door. So what's up, Clobber?
We have some more information. We need to speak to your father and you.
Oh. Okay, well, Father, he's napping, but come on in.
You go in.
And Aaron goes over to the couch where Gobel's stretched out, wakes him up. Gobel kind of shakes his head. What? Oh, Clobber. Oh, wow. How long was I asleep? Anyhow, what'd you guys find?
Turns out that one of my daughters, or two of my daughters, saw who took the knife from my house.
Oh, really? Well, who was it?
It was our new mayor.
Our new mayor.
What's his name?
You mean Eric?
Yes.
What? Oh, wait. He's all... Well, kind of makes sense, but I just don't see Eric being that type of guy. Well, if that's the case, and how did you come by this information so we can go arrest him?
Well, two of my daughters saw him and described him, and he's the only person that we know that looks like that. So. And also, there's this. And I reach into my pocket and pull out the elven gold coin and tell him that that was found by the doorway.
He's all interesting. It is very interesting to find these coins popping up all over the place recently. He goes, these are rare old Assyrian Empire gold coins called Assyrian sovereigns. He goes, I've seen some come from Ivan, the town drunk. Supposedly, when his brothers went out a few weeks ago adventuring, they were killed, and Ivan found some treasure, and these gold coins is what he found. And also, the Red Cloaks have these gold coins too. Interesting.
Remember that chest that he showed us in the very beginning?
Yes.
Do we recall any of those coins being in that chest?
You search back through your memory, and you do not recall seeing any of those coins in that chest. So Gobel's all, well, then let's go make this arrest. He's all, just for
Here's the thing.
Yes.
So, the person who stole the knife looked like Eric. The murderer looked like Athanas. Maybe it's someone who is really good at disguising themselves, or assuming Clopper would know what a shapeshifter is.
Ah. That would make sense.
Because Goebbels kind of vouching for the Eric dude. That would be out of character for him to do something like that. And we know that. What's his name? Athanas or
Fathanless?
Athanas, yes. Obviously, that's out of character for him. So we have two people who are doing things that they wouldn't normally do, or we have one person, or possibly more, who are disguising themselves as these people. Try to frame them.
Interesting. So, what do you two propose we do?
Well, I think we still need more information.
Very well. So you said your kids said it was Erig that they saw take the knife from your house, though?
Yes.
So it almost sounds like the key to everything is this knife. Do you think it could have been Erig? Do you think your kids did see Erig?
I believe what they told me.
Well,
The kids, what reason did they have to lie?
very well. Then, for safety's sake, we must assume this is correct information. I will go make this arrest then, and we will put Erig in the jail. In the meantime, we'll continue investigating, though, just in case something is not as it seems.
Maybe we should
This
just
whole
go.
thing is not as it seems.
Maybe we should just go talk to him.
Well, yeah, we could do that. Okay.
Ask him where he was, all that.
Okay. Then he looks over at Pantherin. You got another one of those berry things?
I can't even.
Alright. He gobbles it down. Alright. Let's go give old Erig a visit then, shall we?
How does the wounds on his neck look?
They look the same.
Does there seem to be a pattern to it, like a bite, like two fangs, or is it all over?
The two particular marks that kind of are a little more worrisome than regular. They're right around 2 inches apart from each other.
So not necessarily a mosquito bite. It could have been something that did.
It could be, yeah.
Maybe we should take him to the church, and we should probably look in.
So, well, are we going to go give Erig a visit?
Well, let's take the knife to the church first, and maybe the priest there can learn something from them.
Okay, we could do that. So he goes over and he grabs the knife off the table. All right, let's go give Grosvenor a visit. He says, Aaron, we'll be back in a little while. And he heads out the door, heading down the street towards the east side of town. You guys come up to the church, and he goes in, and you see Grosvenor over there, deep in prayer at the other side of the church. He's all, and Gobel's all in hushed tones. Should we disturb him? Looks like he's doing something important.
Look over. Hey,
Interrupted prayer.
well, are there any other priests, lesser priests around?
Actually, you've known since you've lived here that Grosvenor is actually the only priest for the town.
Oh, okay. Is there a basin of holy water in the church?
Yeah, there's one right there to the left as you come in.
As we come in, I just kind of dip my fingers in it and then just flick the water on the Cobell.
Alright,
Slick.
so you flick some on Gobel. Kind of looks at you. Oh yeah. And with that, he goes over to that basin. He dips his hand in there, making a holy sign himself. I forgot. Please forgive me, Lathander.
I just look at Pantheron and shrug.
It's a good thought.
All right. Yeah, we don't want to disturb the priest, so let's go see the other guy.
Okay. So you guys head out, and Gobel's all, Mr. Erig. It's hard to believe it would be Erig. Anyhow, you guys continue heading east towards the southeast section of town, going to the old Blackwater Academy. You get there, and the door is closed.
So he's at Blackwater Academy?
Erig? Yeah, he's actually the lead apprentice at Blackwater Academy. And so here in Kurthing, the rulers are all magicians that rule all the governments. So it's taken upon by the different academies to furnish mayors and governors and whatnot for the different areas. And since Fathanlis was the master wizard here, it falls on the next highest apprentice to take over, which is Erig.
You see, what's her name?
You don't see anyone outside of the tower. The tower door is closed.
Oh, okay. So we'll knock.
Okay. So you knock on the door, and as you're waiting for someone to answer, and you're kind of scanning the courtyard area and the other parts of the castle here, you see a couple other red cloaks that are kind of like lifting up rocks and looking in all the creaks and crevices here in the castle. And eventually the door opens, and lo and behold, you see Erig there. And so, hi. Oh, Clobber and Pantera, yes? Come. What would you guys have something you'd like to discuss? Oh, Gobel. Oh, you look tired.
as he's walking and his hair moves, I'm going to try and see if I can see any type of marks on him.
Okay. And so Eric, he sees Gobel looking pretty tired. He's all, let's go up to Thanos' private chamber. There's a couch there where Gobel can lay down. You look like you're not feeling well. And you guys go up to the 3rd floor, and he comes up to the door and takes out a key and unlocks it and goes in. Gobel sits down. This whole time you're scrutinizing Eric Pantherin, and as he's moving, you don't see any marks on his neck.
Of course, he's probably responsible for him.
And so Eric, he takes a seat at Fifth desk. So, what can I do for you fellas? And Gobel speaks up. So, Eric, I must ask, where were you the night of the murder? And Eric's all, well, I was in my chambers, studying here. Why do you ask? Well, it appears that a couple witnesses saw you entering a house where the murder weapon is from. And Eric kind of gets this shocked look. Saw me? Well, that's strange. I wasn't out and about. Are you sure it was me? He's all, unfortunately, yes. It sounds like it was you. And Eric's all, I'm deeply disappointed in you guys. It was not me. Obviously, someone is trying to frame me. And I think they're trying to frame Fathalis.
Is he telling the truth?
You look at him and you don't see any signs of deception coming from him. He says, very well, Gobel, if you really think it was me. He goes, I do hope I can prove my innocence, or hopefully the evidence will clear me. But if you need to take me in, so be it. And he stands up, goes over to Gobel and puts his hands out to be shackled. Gobel's all, I'm sorry to do this, Eric. And he takes out some shackles. And shackles Eric.
I say, hold on, Gobel. And I ask Eric, is there any sort of magic that changes people's appearance to make them look like someone else?
Well, yeah, I've heard there's different potions, there's spells. And I think there's even such thing as different types of shapeshifters out there that can take on the forms of other people.
How would we be able to determine if someone was one of these shapeshifters?
He's all, honestly, I don't know. I've never come across that kind of a problem before.
Maybe there's something here in the library.
And you see Eric kind of shrugs. He's all, yeah, you might be able to find something in the library. He goes, go ahead. He goes, I don't mind not being here while you guys investigate. All this mayor duties. It's so distracting. Gobel's all. Unfortunately, I don't have any arcane abilities to be able to research these books in any detail. And about
I
that,
tell go. Go
oh,
ahead. Sorry.
and about that time, you see Liesa comes down the hallway. She kind of looks at Gobel, sees the shackles on Eric's hands, and looks at you guys. Oh dear. Eric's being arrested now too? And you see a slight grin creep across her face. I think that would make me next in line for being mayor. Tisk tisk. Poor Eric. Anyhow, can I be of assistance?
Who is this now?
Liesa. Do you see her image up there?
Oh yeah, it was buried by other things. Sorry.
Gotcha.
Where were you on the night of the murder?
She's all. I was in my bed. Sleeping. Why do you ask? Sounds like you've already found your murderer. Why are you taking Eric anyways?
We aren't.
Gobel looks at you. We aren't?
No, something else is going on here, and I don't think Eric is responsible any more than Fathalis was.
It seems like someone is trying to take over this town for some reason.
Yesa is next in line, so
Gobel looks at you and he's like, but I thought your kids said they saw Eric taking the knife from your house.
they saw someone that looked like him, maybe.
Interesting. Eric, are you able to do any research to see if you can find out if there's a shapeshifter among us? He's all, I could search for it, sure. Lies is all, oh yeah, we've got all kinds of books in here. He goes, she's all, do you think there's a doppelganger or something in our midst?
Aubrey would have no idea what that is.
I'm not sure Anthony would either, unless he encountered him on the files.
So you see Gobel, he's unshackling Eric at this point. You see Liesa, that slight grin she had kind of disappears. She's well, I guess we could always start searching. Me, Eric, Ronan's here too. Maybe between the three of us we can find out something.
That would be very helpful.
Eric speaks up. He goes, I was hoping not to be thrown into this mayorship. but I suppose I will have to take that mental once again.
Would you rather be thrown in jail?
Well, that doesn't sound too appealing either. He looks over at Gobel. Gobel, hopefully you will continue investigating, but maybe this time be a little bit more thorough before you start slapping shackles on someone. And about that time, you see Clement come down the hallway right behind Liesa. He's, what do we have going on here? And Pantherin, you notice he slides his hand across the lower back of Liesa.
He slices his hand. What?
On the lower back of Liesa. And she kind of leans back into him.
Oh, so they're sleeping together.
Clement looks over at Clobber with a half-toothed grin. So, Clobber, Pantherin, Gobel, what do we got going on here?
They were just planning a surprise party.
Oh, and what's the occasion?
Surprise.
Surprise? Surprise indeed. Well, it's fortunate to find Clobber and Pantherin here. He goes, was just going through the tax records that Eric has been keeping, and it doesn't show anywhere that you guys have been paying taxes on all the treasures you've been bringing into town. I do hope you haven't spent all that money.
Oh no, I have it all safely tucked away.
Awesome. Well, since we're here, I don't think you would mind to go ahead and pay in your taxes so Eric can go ahead and record those taxes being collected so we can report to our queen that everything's well here, right?
Right. How much would Clobber owe personally?
Well, from what I've been able to turn up on investigations, it sounds like each one of your adventuring band would owe the town of Bogtown approximately 33.6 gold pieces.
Yeah, I don't keep that much gold on me at once.
Oh. Well, I'm sure Gobel will assist me in escorting you to wherever we need to go so we can get these taxes taken care of. Right, Gobel? Gobel kind of gives a side eye like, oh my gosh. How about you, Pantherin? Can you pay your taxes, or are you unable to pay?
Well, considering I'm not a resident of this town, I don't know this kind of thing.
Oh, but you use the services of this town. Therefore,
I do not live here. I do not have residency here. So I owe this town nothing.
oh, I beg to differ, Mr. Pantherin.
Show me the rules.
Oh, it is common. You need to pay, sir. Otherwise, I will have to haul you away, kind of like Fathanless. You wouldn't want that to happen, would you? And you start seeing more of these Ridgarts starting to filter into the hallway back there. Gobel's all, oh my gosh. He looks, he looks,
I don't live here. This is not my town. I'm just passing through, visiting friends. I owe this town nothing.
uh, Gobel looks at you. He says, Panthern, yes, you may not live here, but you have been here quite a while. And even as horrible as this is, I would have to say you do owe taxes, sir. And with
How is it that I owe taxes on the place that I do not live? That does not make any sense. Let's take this to the hierarchy and see what they say.
Clement saw, fine, we'll take it to the hierarchy. But in the meantime, Gobel, you're gonna need to shackle Panther. And Gobel saw, really? And he looks over at you, Pantherin, holding the shackles. Pantherin, are you gonna pay?
Nope, I'm gonna leave this town and I'm never gonna return.
And Gobel's all, Pantherin, you don't really need to do this. Clement's all, don't worry, Gobel. We'll take the, we'll handle this. Pantherin, we expect you to leave immediately while we escort Clobber to go get his taxes. Right, Clobber?
That's fine. Catch you on the flip side, Clobber. And I head out towards the wilderness.
Alright, so you head out into the hallway. And there's a lot of red cloaks out there. There's about 10 of them out in the hallway.
I look at all of them and say, don't even think about touching me.
And about that time, Clement saw, you know what? Seize them! And you see all of them grabbing for short swords in the hallway.
I go into a rage.
Alrighty. We got here. Okay. Alright. Clean this up. Alright, there's not going to be a map for this. This is Theater of the Mind, but we do have the combat tracker up. Go ahead and roll initiative, guys.
Typical Clobber initiative.
Alright. One of the thugs, he actually pulls out a mace that he swings at Pantherin, trying to knock you on the backside of your neck to try and knock you out or subdue you. That's going to hit. Okay. Let's see here.
That's funny because I don't have a spell going.
Yeah, that is strange.
Oh well, we'll go with it.
You see here effects. Oh, you have guidance on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I do. That's right.
Okay. So another one attacks at you. He missed. Oh. Let's see. And yet another one. One more. That one missed. And there's a bunch of them on both sides of you trying to cram in to try and grab at you, but there's only 2 in front of you and 2 back behind you, crowding you, that can actually attack you at this point.
When it's my turn, let me know because I'm gonna bull rush the door.
So you're going to attempt to bull rush down the hallway. Go ahead and give me an athletics check, please. 18. All right. You go and you bull rush through 2 ranks. There's only 2 left that are in front of you between you and the stairs. The other 8, along with Clement, are back behind you at this point.
Okay, so that was my movement action for my attack action and bonus action. I am going to use non-lethal damage to try and knock them out because I'm not trying to kill them. They're probably just doing their job. But I'm trying to get through the door to get out into the woods.
Okay. So you swing on the first guy there, and it misses.
I yell, you should have just jumped out the window again.
Good call. And I look for a window.
You look back, and on the far end of the hallway there, you see an open window. But that means you have to go back through the other 8 guys and Clement to get to it.
Nah, I'll just go through these 2.
Okay. So the first one missed. You got anything else you want to do?
No, I only got 1 attack around, so.
Alright. Those 2 guys that you moved up towards, they attack you.
Speaking of which, are they using lethal damage or non-lethal damage?
They're doing non-lethal with maces.
That's good for them.
Both of them missed. Alright, Clobber. So you're still in the room. Clement's in front of you. And there's another whole bunch of red cloaks in the hallway there. You see Liesa. She's kind of like ducking, trying to crawl into the room away from all this going on.
So, what's Clement doing exactly?
Clement, he's got his back currently turned towards you. And he has his longsword raised as he's pointing towards Pantheron. He's all, don't let him escape. He owes taxes to the Queen.
That was probably a bad idea. Alright, I will... attempt to use non-lethal damage with a Morning Star.
Okay.
Basically just by hitting him in, the back of the knee.
Gotcha. Alright. right. You swing at the back of his knee, and it hits the corner of the door instead, clearly missing him. Kind of looks back. What the hell are you doing, Clobber? You doing anything
And
else?
I'll use my action surge.
Okay.
You have to do anything. How do I?
No, basically all you got to do is just make another attack. Well,
There. Oh, that's a crit.
yep, that it is.
That'll probably knock him over.
We'll find out.
Alright, so... And... I can't reroll. Alright, forget.
Gotcha. So you smack the back end of his leg, scoring a hit. He's like, ah! And he drops down to his knee, and he looks, actually looks you straight in the eye since you're smaller than him. Clobber. You're gonna pay for that, Clobber. Alright. There is a nearby red cloak next to Clement that kind of barges through, and he is going to attack you as well, Clobber. As he takes out a mace and swings it, misses you. Okay, and then we're all the way down to Pantheron.
So you're talking and you're not hearing me. There's two at the door, right?
There's two between you and the stairs going down to the lower end of the tower.
Alright, well, I'm just going to bum rush the stairs.
Okay, make an athletics check. $18. Alright, you go to bum rush these guys. They see what you did earlier, and they're able to hold you back, preventing you from getting past them.
Alright, that was my movement action, so I guess not for the imaging.
Okay. That hits. As you hit them with the blunt end of the weapon, you hear some crunching of some bones from underneath, and they yell out in pain, the guy that you did hit, and he kind of drops down to one knee, dropping his weapon. Ugh. Anything else?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. One of them back behind you, he goes to make a swing with the mace. That's going to miss. Another one back behind you does the same. That one's going to hit. Ooh, that's a solid hit. And then the two in front of you. The one that pretty injured, he goes to grab his mace, and he does a backhanded swipe, trying to hit you in your groin area. And he missed. And the other guy, he tries to smack you across your face. He missed. Alright. Clobber.
Alright. So, just, Clement's in front of me still?
Yep.
And one other guy?
Yeah, Clement's down on one knee, and the other guy's standing next to you.
I'll take a swing at the other guy.
Okay.
Oh!
Snap! Right on. Nice.
Nice.
You're on fire tonight.
Don't say that!
You're lukewarm. Yeah.
I keep getting ones.
All right. You smack this guy square in the chest. His lungs just explode in pain. You hear all the wind knocked out of him. You knock him back up against the wall, and he collapses unconscious. Anything else, Mr. Clobber?
I believe that will do it.
Okay. And with that, Clement, he grabs, since his longsword dropped, he's going to reach for his belt, and he pulls out a rapier and does a solid swipe at you with his rapier. And that's going to miss. Let's see here. And another one of the red cloaks steps in with a mace to attack you, Clobber. And he missed. Okay. With that, you see Gobel back there. He's trying to pull out his sword, but you see he's holding his chest. He drops down to a knee. Oh, God. I'm not in shape for this. You see Eric and Liesa, they kind of huddle back into one of the corners. They're like, let them deal with this. And with that, we're back around to Pantheron.
So there's one standing still?
One standing in front of you, one that is down on one knee in front of you, yes.
Alright, the one that's standing, I'm going to push him down the stairs.
Okay, give me an athletics check. And you go to push him down, and he ducks under as you try and push. And he bolsters down. You're not able to push him down.
Keep dinner break. Alright, so that was my action. So for my movement, I'm going to try, and since they're both down now, I'm going to try to jump over both of them.
Okay. Give me an athletics check. 16. All right. You jump over them and go flying down the stairs. Also give me an acrobatics check to maintain your balance as you land on the stairs. Oh. All right. So you drop down about 8 feet down the stairs, clearing both of them. And you see it winds down towards the second floor. All right. Leave. Do you have anything else you want to do? Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. A bunch of them rush past the guys that are down to get at you. They rush down the stairs and swing in with you with their mace. Here. That one missed. That one missed as well. Okay. Clobber, you're up.
All right, so now I've got a new guard and Clement still, right?
Correct.
Go with the new guard.
Okay, you're going to attack the new one.
Slow him down. Oh, is that a 2? Oh.
And that's a miss. As he uses his mace to block your Morningstar attack.
Okay.
And with that, he comes in with an underhand blow with his mace, trying to knock the wind out of you. He missed. And Clement, he goes to make a disarming strike against you, Clobber. Oh, damn. So he goes to stick you with the rapier. He hits a patch of that lard that you have on your leather armor, and it just slips out of his hand. The rapier just goes flinging across the room. Clement is looking at you. I forgot about your lard, Clobber. Alright, we're back around to Pantheran.
Okay, so how many came down the stairs after me?
There's 2, but you hear a bunch more following suit.
Describe the stairs to me.
So they are circular, and as they wind down, you're about halfway down this flight of stairs to the second floor. There's stone stairs. There's no railing.
Oh, there's stone stairs
Stone stairs, yes.
and no railing, so they're not wood.
Nope.
All right, I'll just turn and double move downstairs.
Okay. So you go to run down the stairs, probably down the hallway over to the other flight of stairs that goes down to the first floor. As you do so, those 2 guys are going to make opportunity attacks upon you. And that one missed. Wow, whole bunch of misses. Okay. The red cloak that's on you, Clobber, is going to make an attack with its mace. And it hits, dealing 4 damage. Clement, he's going to take out a dagger and he's going to jab at you twice.
Oh.
Both hit. You saw, haha, you're not going anywhere, Clobber. And with that, it's your turn.
Alright. And neither are you, Clement. And swinging him.
And that's actually a miss. As your Morning Star glances off of his chainmail that he's wearing.
I'm gonna use my second wind.
Okay. Are you able to do it?
Alright.
Okay. Okay, it looks like you... No.
It didn't.
Okay, so hit the magnifying glass next to the shield icon to the right of it.
Oh, there we go. Okay. Ah.
Ew. Wow. All right. Anything else you'd like to do, Mr. Clower?
I yell at Panther, "Get back here!"
All right, Pantherin. You're down the end of the hallway, right at the base of the stairs that wind down to the first floor at this point. You hear a bunch of the guards running up right behind you. And you also hear Clobber saying, "Get back here," from up above.
So Clobber's in trouble.
Sounds like it.
I sigh, turn around, and bull rush the two that were coming after.
All right. Give me an athletics check. All right. So you turn around and you run back down the hallway, get back down the hallway at the base of the stairs, going back up to the third floor. And there's a whole bunch of guys coming down the stairs. You bull rush through them. They're swinging and whatnot. And you're able to get past about 4 of them. You're about halfway up the stairs at this point. And there's another... Looks like there's another 4 in front of you. So it looks like you're sandwiched in between 8 guys at the moment.
Okay, for my action, so that was my movement action. For my action, can I bull rush through them too?
No.
All right, well then I guess I'll just wait until I can get to Clobber.
Okay. Alright, so the 2 in front of you. One of the guys, one that you hurt pretty badly. And he grimaces in pain as he swings with his mace at you. Which is a miss. The other one does the same. That one's going to hit. And then there are the 2 back behind you that turn around and swing at you. Miss. Another miss. Clobber, you're up.
Alright, swinging again at Clement. There we go. Another crit.
Nice.
I keep rolling ones.
Damn. You hear him. You hear some of the bones crunching in his rib cage. He's like, "Oh, damn it. I can't wait to take you in, Clobber. You're gonna pay for everything you've done before, too."
Now I'm gonna chug a healing potion.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool. All right. And with that, the red cloak in there next to you, he goes to swing at you. And he hits with the mace.
Jeez.
Thank goodness you took that potion. And then Clement, it looks like the pain from that last blow is really hitting him. And you see he's got this weird, it's like the skin, it's kind of turning pale. You see his eyes turn white. So, oh crap. No, no! And he just viciously stabs at you, Clobber. He's striking one time with his dagger for 5 damage. Alright, Pantheran, you're up.
Bull rush through them, doing the whirlwind movement from Diablo.
Alright, give me another athletics check. Oh, nice. Alright. So you perform the whirlwind maneuver as you fly up and through these guys. And you are standing directly behind Clement and a red cloak that are just hammering away at Clobber at this point. You still have an action available.
So I want to grapple them and take them towards the open window.
So, you're going to bull rush them towards the window?
Yes, I'm going to bull rush them towards the window.
Okay, give me another athletics check. Alright. You push them forward, making some ground, pushing both Clobber, the red cloak, and Clement back up against a desk that's in front of the window. Don't have enough momentum to push them all the way to the window. You also notice that Clement's hair is turning from a dirty brown color to a white color at this point.
Ah, so Clement was the one who did it.
Alright, and with that, the one red cloak in the room that was attacking Clobber, that you bull rushed in, Pantheran, is going to turn on you to attack you. And he missed. Clement, he is going to hammer away at Clobber, still trying to stab him to death. With 2 misses. Alright. And then 2 red cloaks from the hallway, they rush in and they are attacking you as well, Pantheran. Ooh, that one, he hits you square in the back of the head. That's a mighty hit. The other one tries to swing at your back and misses. Alright, Clobber, you're up, sir.
Alright, I'm starting to turn this to lethal damage now.
So I shout out to all of our allies here in the room. Clement, he's the doppelganger. Look at his hair.
Oh, that's good.
Then I swing at him again.
Okay, just one. Cool. Alright. Thanks, Mom. Alright.
I wonder if he could bounce.
Cool, that's good. Alright, you swing at Clement, and it hits his chainmail, but it doesn't look like you had enough force to cause any damage.
And, yeah.
Okay. All right. At that time, you look over and you see Every, begin a casting a spell. And you see this pink purple-ish smoke emanating from his nose and his mouth as he blows it out into the hallway. Let's see here. Okay. And with that, you see two of the red cloaks collapse where they're at. You see Liesa. She says something, and you see a couple bolts streak out at another red cloak. Let's see here. Striking him. Gobel, you see him still huffing and puffing. He does this half-ass swing at Clement, but he doesn't have enough oomph in him to hit anything. Alright, Pantherin, you're up.
Alright, so it's clear that this Gold Clement or whatever is not who he says he is. So I'm switching to lethal damage.
Okay. You swing at Clement. He kind of dodges off to the left side as you swing on his right, missing him as your greatsword bites into the wood floor.
As the greatsword bites into the wood floor, I'm going to take my shoulder and shove him towards the window.
Okay, give me an athletics check. Alright. He tries to block or to dodge that blow, but he's unsuccessful. You kind of push him with your shoulder. He inches a little closer to that window there as he's off to the left side of the desk. Still about 6 feet away from the window at this point. Anything else, Panther? Okay.
Oh, sorry.
You're okay. Let's see here. Actually, okay. Red Cloak attacking Pantherin. He misses. Mace goes flying across the room, and as Liesa's casting another spell, it strikes her in the side of the head, knocks her loose. She collapses to the ground. Clement. He's like, Clobber, I'm not gonna let you get away with this. Seems like you have some tough friends, but you're not gonna survive this. As he stabs at your neck with his dagger. Miss and a miss. Damn. Okay. Two other red cloaks are attacking your backside, Pantherin. Looks like one hits. Another one misses. And another one enters the room, kind of limping, and he is going to attack Clobber. And he missed. Clobber, it's your turn.
Alright, so Clement's by the desk, right?
Yes, he's on the left side of the desk.
Alright, I'm going to leap up onto the desk and take a full baseball swing, and I'm envisioning just hitting him square in the side of the head and knocking his head out the window.
Oh, nice. Okay. Let's see here. And as you do, you actually missed him.
No way. Eesh.
Wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense. You rolled an 18 to
18.
hit. I put it on him and it shows it missed. That should hit, so go ahead and roll damage. I don't know why it showed a miss.
Well, it says Panther. Oh, it's at Pantheran.
Oh,
Yeah, I was
okay.
stacking Clement, not Pantheran.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay,
Yeah.
What? I came back for you.
Yeah.
All right.
That's punched me in the nuts, wasn't enough?
All right. So you hit him square in the head. Bonk. I'm gonna make him have a save here. He fails. All right. You hit him with such force. It knocks him back to the window, and he tries to hold his momentum, and he falls backward outside of the window. You hear a thud outside as he clearly fell down. Alright, anything else you'd like to do, Mr. Clobber?
I roar in victory.
Gotcha. Alright, you see Eric, he casts another spell at the guys out in the hallway. Nice. And you see a couple more of the red cloaks, they collapse. You hear Liessa breathing shallowly as she's still collapsed on the floor. Gobel, he makes a swing at one of the thugs, or the red cloaks, and that missed. Alright, Pantheran, you're up.
Can I reach Liessa?
Right now, you just see all these red cloaks in front of you and behind you. You are raging still, right?
Yeah, I'm still raging. Alright, let's see how many more I can throw out the window.
Nice.
Athletics?
Sure. All right. That other red cloak that was in front of you, between you and the window, you bull rush him, and he goes flying out the window. You hear another thud from outside.
If I wasn't raging, I would look out.
Gotcha. Anything else you'd like to do, sir?
Yeah, I wanted to put a good berry in my mouth and kiss the A's of it, just that I was too far away, I guess.
Gotcha. Alright, one of the red cloaks back behind you, Panther. He swings wildly, trying to take you out. He misses. The other one does the same. And he hits. He's all, ha! He's not invincible. As he smacks you pretty hard. Let's see here. Another red cloak that's in the room that was attacking you, Clobber. He swings. He's still limping pretty hard. And he missed. You hear some of the other red cloaks that are still up out in the hallway. They're like, maybe this isn't a good idea. and you start to hear some of them running down the hallway. All right.
You better run.
All right. And Clobber, you're up.
So how many are left in the room?
There are 3 red cloaks still in the room. There are 2 that are welling on Pantheron, and there's the injured one that's limping pretty hard on his left foot that's been trying to hit you.
I'm gonna try to dispatch him. Ought to do it.
That should do it. All right, that takes him out as he collapses.
And I'll move closer to the 2 on Panther, and so maybe one of them will turn to me.
Okay. All right, Erig. He collapses. He's wheezing. He's all, I'm out of. I don't have no more energy to cast spells. And you see him crawling across the floor over to where Lyssa is, shaking her. Lyssa, are you all right? Okay, with that, thanks. I believe it's Pantheron's turn.
Yes, it is. So there's 2 on me, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm gonna try and put one of them out the window.
Okay. All right. You bull rush this guy, turning around and just pushing him, and he's like swinging at you, repeatedly trying to hit you as you push him back out the window, and you hear another thud as he hits.
This time I think I will.
All right, you look down, and you see a couple of these red cloaks sprawled out down below there. You see a couple pools of blood underneath them.
Do I see the other guy?
You look down there, you don't see any signs of Clement down there.
That's what I was afraid of.
All right.
All right, so at this point there's 1 on me, and how far away is Lyssa?
She's about 10 feet away from you. And yeah, there's one that's on you, and Clobber's right upon that guy.
Okay, I'm going to take an attack of opportunity from him and move towards Lyssa with the good berry in my mouth, and I'm going to kiss her.
All right, he swings, and that's a miss. You get over to Lyssa, and you give her the good berry through a kiss, and she starts choking and coughing. Her eyes kind of flutter open, and she kind of wildly looks around. What happened?
And then I'll turn and finish my movement going back to where Clobber was.
Okay. All right. You move back over there. Clobber.
All right. This guy had a chance to run, but he didn't. So here, the pain.
Nice hit.
Oh,
You smack him so hard as he collapses, he slides across the room about 8 feet and collapses.
and I run over to the window and see if I can see Clement.
All right, you run over and you're looking down. You see a few of the guys that were knocked out. None of them look like Clement. Probably scanning the area out there where the swamp is. Give me a perception check. Alright, you scan the horizon out there. You don't see any signs of Clement out there. Goebbels, I think we found our murderer.
So yeah, we need to get Fernandez.
Fithanless?
Fernandez, yes.
Yeah, that we do. And unfortunately, the other Red Cloaks, they're probably long gone down the road, taking them down to Duchesne. Probably to be executed.
Well, we have to gather a group of men to.
You said the town militia out there?
Yeah, that.
Goebbels, the town militia is down to only 2 guys.
What the hell?
We don't have the taxes to pay for our militia. We only had 3 guards, one of which got murdered. And I'm in no condition to chase after this guy. He's all
I guess that leaves it us then.
probably a good call. He says, no, I'm trying to understand this. Who the hell is this Clement guy? And how is he working for the Queen, then?
I don't know.
Well, clearly this town has a doppelganger problem. We need to figure out how to protect the town from that.
Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, put the mage, the really intelligent mage types on it to figure out a way to identify them and protect the town, because there's probably more than one.
They mostly come at night. Mostly.
Ah. Interesting. So that's why they murdered poor Winfred at night, huh? And why would they kill poor Winfred?
He probably saw something he wasn't supposed to.
Ah. Could be.
Oh yeah, my rage is just, by the way.
Okay. So, Gobel, he looks over at Erig and at Liesa. And about this time, some of the other people come up. You see Ronan in the hallway. He's like, what the hell's going on in here? Gobel's all, you 3. You need to find out how the hell we can find these doppelgangers and stop them from infiltrating the rest of the town. And he turns around, looks at Pantherin and Clobber. And you guys need to assemble a team to chase after the rest of these Red Cloaks and rescue Fithanless. since it sounds like he was framed. And then
Sounds like a good plan.
he goes, "Am I missing anything?"
However, I need to rest.
Yes. Wow.
Is there any way that we could send like an official letter via messenger to wherever they're taking Fathalis, to at least like, put a hold on any sort of execution until, we can bring the evidence forward and all that.
Eric, he's all, actually, I believe in Fathalis' spell book there is a spell called Messenger. I will try to use that to contact the Queen.
There you go.
Good idea.
They're smart.
You are for a larded up halfling. Alright, very well. Think we know what's going to happen and how we're going to go about these problems. He says, that problem with the Lich and the ruins, I think we're just going to have to put that on hold for a little bit. Well, there we have it. He's all, well, I'm pretty tired. I'm going to go get some rest. Hopefully I can sleep tonight.
You promised to go see the cleric.
Ah, that's right. Yeah, I'll go see him right now. And he heads out. Alright, so for the two of you, is there anything else you'd like to do? We're pretty close to our time for the day.
Clobber would want to go back home and check on everybody and
I would get some food, drink, and sleep.
Okay. Alright, so you guys, Clobber, you head to your house, to your wife and children. Pantherin, you, I'm assuming, go back to the Laughing Harpy Inn and get another room for the night.
Yes.
Very well. So I think we'll call it here unless there's anything you want to roleplay or do before next session.
on the way home.
Go ahead.
On the way home, Clobber thinks really deeply about what happened this last day, and he's starts to feel bad about not paying his taxes. And then he shrugs it off and goes home.
So I assume because not everybody is here that we're just using this as a role play experience.
I'm gonna split. I'm basically gonna try and keep the main campaign members around the same level, so we'll divvy up some XP, but I'll give you guys some role-playing experience too.
Right, I was just wondering if we were going to be able to levels or just
Uh,
next time.
I'm looking at that right now, so give me a minute. I'm still applying XP, so we'll see here shortly.
I'm cool either way. You know I was almost gone, right?
Almost gone as far as what?
Out the door. I was almost gone.
Oh, in real life?
No. In the game, I was almost gone.
Oh, yeah, I know. You were almost all the way down to the first floor and out of there.
Until Clobber had to go, hey, come back.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I mean, you don't start a
Drug.
fight and then run. Leave me in.
I didn't.
Act.
What are you talking about?
Well, I guess, yeah.
Alright, that's the last bit. And it looks like you guys got a few hundred over what you needed to level. So good job.
Sweet. Now I can start turning into a bear.
The whirlwind bear.
Yeah.
Alright, walk me through this leveling thing again.
Okay. Are you going to level up as a fighter again or a different class?
Fighter.
Okay, so on the main page of your character sheet, there's a little magnifying glass. And there's a shield off to the right there where it says fighter. Just drag and drop that onto the line where it says fighter 3 on your character sheet, and it should level you up. There you go. Let's see what abilities you got. It's level 4. Okay, you get an ability score improvement. So, did you want to increase one of your ability scores by 2 or 2 of them by 1?
We'll do 1 by 2.
Okay, or did you want to use that to get a feat?
You get a what? A feat?
Feat, yeah, you can use it to get a feat instead if you'd like.
Oh, yeah. I think I'll just go with the stats this time.
Okay. So you want it to do 2 of them by 1?
No, strength by 2.
Okay. Alright, that's been changed. You're now at 16 strength. Let's see. Trying to see if there's anything else new. Looks like that was it for level 4. Okay, you should be good to go.
I need a minute. I'm building some stuff.
Okay.